So for today's topic, I want to talk about you are more than your job title. And I want to talk about this topic because it seems to be something that has been coming up, through my professional conversations, through my personal conversations. It seems to be coming up a lot with people because people are feeling undervalued. They're feeling unappreciated on their job. And so they need a little bit of advice. They need a little bit of help or something to kind of pick them up so that they can kind of navigate through that space. And so as we think about, your job title is something that your manager gave to you. Your job title is something that maybe human resources came up with because that was the title that they felt was appropriate for the job duties that they wanted you to perform. Okay, nothing more, nothing less, right? That's the title that they came up with. That's something that they came up with and something they said that they wanted to call you while you're, working in that particular space. But who are you? I want you to kind of stop and think a little bit about who are you? You work your job 40 hours a week, and that leaves 128 hours for you to do something else. So who are you when you're not at your job? When you are not in that particular space, who are you? Those other 128 hours, I want you to stop and think about who you are. And I want to kind of talk for a little bit about, why do we place so much emphasis on our job title, right? Why do we sometimes let our job title tell us who we are? Why do we sometimes associate that with our self-esteem, our self-worth? Why do we do that? I'm not necessarily saying that I have all the answers, but I want you to just kind of think about that. And, you're talking to someone or you're looking at someone who's been without a job 4 times since I graduated from college. Sometimes it was voluntary and sometimes it was involuntary, but the fact remains 4 times since I have left college, I have been without a job. And I know firsthand, I know very well what it feels like for someone to say, Dina, where do you work? Dina, what kind of work do you do? Dina, what company do you work for? I know the shame that goes along with having to tell someone, oh, I don't work right now. I don't have a job right now. I'm collecting unemployment right now. I know what that shame feels like, right? And so I think sometimes that might be why we place such a high emphasis on our job title. And plus society has taught us, right? Has taught us that there are certain good jobs and there are certain bad jobs. There are certain good companies and there are certain bad companies. So I think that's the reason why we kind of associate that with our self-esteem, right? And so I want to kind of unpack that a little bit more, and I want to kind of help you think about that a different way. I want to kind of help you think about it and kind of approach it in a different way. And so one of the ways I want you to do that is I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to get a pen. And I want you to make 2 columns. And in column 1, I want you to write down who you are. I want you to think about who you are when you are not at your job, when you're with your family and your friends, when you're in your personal time, when you're in that other 128 hours that we talked about that you're not at work, which is the majority of the time. Who are you? And I want you to make a list. I want you to take some time and think about that. And so you may write, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm someone's sister, I'm someone's aunt, I'm someone's friend, okay? And if you're a guy, you may say I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm also someone's friend, I'm someone's nephew, I'm someone's uncle, right? You may call yourself a chef because maybe you're good at cooking. I'm an interior decorator, I'm an event planner. I want you to think about those things and I want you to give yourself your own titles. Think about what are the titles that you want to give to yourself when you're not at work, when you're in your own personal time. What are some of those titles that you want to give to yourself? And I want you to write those down in column 1. Okay. And this is a living list. This is a list that's going to be ongoing. This may be a list that you may have to work on a little bit today, work on it a little bit tomorrow, and you may have to let it marinate and keep working on it for the next couple of days, right? Until you get a list that you are happy with. And sometimes you may keep adding things to your list, and then sometimes you may take things off the list, right? And it's all okay. The list doesn't have to be set in stone. So you're going to start off in column 1, writing down who you are, who are you outside of your job, and what are some of those titles that you want to give to yourself, okay? And then in column 2, I want you to think about all the things that you're good at. So on the same piece of paper in column 2, you want to write down, what are all the things that I'm good at? Well, I'm good at cooking. I'm good at listening. I'm good at painting. I'm good at arts and crafts. I'm good at event planning. I'm good at taking care of my family. Whatever it is, I'm good at listening. I'm good at communicating. What are all those things that you would say you're good at? And I want you to write those in column 2. And again, this is a list that's going to be ongoing. So I don't necessarily want you to try to do this all at one time. I want you to take your time. I want you to write a little bit here, let it marinate maybe overnight, come back and write a little bit more, and then write a little bit more, and so on and so forth until you feel like you have a good list, right? And I want you to really think about those things and really meditate on those things. And I want you to really, really, really get that in your spirit and really get clear on who you are outside of your job. Don't do anything associated with your tasks that you do at work, just in your personal life. Who are you, right? And I want you to think about those things. And I want you to, whenever you start to feel a certain type of way about your job, whether you're driving to work, whether you're getting ready to get on a conference call, whether you're getting ready to check your email, whatever it is that you do for your job that kind of weighs you down and kind of makes you, feel some kind of way or feel depressed about that or something you're not looking forward to, I want you to change the way you think, change the way that you think about that, and change the way that you speak about that, right? So when you are getting ready to get on a conference call and, it's boring to you and you're ready to go, you know what? I am more than this job. I am more than this job title. I am a wife. I am someone's mother. I am a friend. I am a husband. I am an uncle. You know what? I'm a chef. I'm an event planner. I'm good at painting. I'm good at doing this. I'm good at doing that. I want you to think about those things so that it will shift the way that you think. Shift your mindset so it takes your mind off of maybe some of the negative parts that you don't want to focus on, and you can focus on something else that might be a little bit more positive. Okay? So I want you to start thinking about that. And it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable at first. It's going to take a while maybe for you to get used to it, but that's okay. Just keep practicing. Just keep practicing. Every time you're in the process of saying something that might be negative, or you're thinking about, doing something negative, I want you to reshift it. I want you to shift and I want you to think about it a different way. Okay. And I want you to try that and it will become more and more familiar, and it will become easier for you. Okay. And then the last thing that I want you to do is I want you to speak differently whenever you talk about your job. So say, for instance, you use your laptop at work, you use your cell phone at work or something like that. I want you to start speaking over the things that you use in your job. And why do I want you to do that? I want you to do that because you have to shift that energy and shift that way of thinking. And every time you pick up your laptop, you automatically think, well, I got to get on another Zoom call. I'm going to have to answer another email that I don't want to answer. Every time you pick up your phone, every time you get ready to pick up your notebook and you get ready to take your notes or what have you, you're thinking about it negatively. I want you to shift and think about that a different way. And so also you can cleanse your space as well. Now, I don't profess to be an expert in what you need to use to do that. So you can, do your own research to figure out what that is, but find something to cleanse your space, cleanse your energy, your desk, your laptop, your phone, all of those things that you're using for your job, and find a way to get that negative energy out by cleansing your space and by speaking over it. And so if you have your laptop for your job, whenever you get ready to pick it up and you start thinking negatively, or even if you don't have negative thoughts, you may want to do this at the beginning of every week, maybe starting on Sunday evening or start on Monday morning. And you may go through it as you're cleaning it and as you're kind of, thinking about it. You know what? I am more than my job. I am more than my job title. You know what? This is just a phone that I use 40 hours a week to be able to conduct the business on my phone, or to be able to conduct the business of my job. But I am more than this. I am a wife. I am a friend. I am someone's daughter. I am someone's, aunt. I am an event planner. I am good at this. I am good at doing that. And then you may also get your laptop, the laptop that you use for work, and you may do the same thing. And as you get ready to go in there and open up your emails, you're doing the same thing. You're cleansing it, you're wiping over it, and you're saying, you know what? None of these emails are going to disturb me today. I'm going to think about this a different way. I am more than my job. I am more than this job title. This is just something I do 40 hours a week. I'm not going to be here always. I'm just passing through. This is just something that I'm doing right now. This is just something that's temporary for me right now. And I want to encourage you to do that as often as you need to. As often as you need to, I want you to think on those things, and I want you to shift the way that you think about it. I want you to talk about your job differently. I want you to talk about your job title a little bit differently. And whenever you're in your personal time, I want you, when someone asks you, who you are, when someone is asking you to introduce yourself, I want you to think about the things that you wrote in column 1 and column 2. Don't always readily go to what your job title is, right? Because you're only that for 40 hours a week. All the other hours of the week, you're all the other things that are on that list. I want you to start introducing yourself that way. I want you to think about it a different way, right? And I want you to just kind of shift it and think about it from a different perspective. And then if nothing else, the list that you make for yourself, keep that list close to you. You may want to put that somewhere where you can look at it all the time. That may be in your purse, that may be on your desk. You know, you may want to tape I am more than my job title and tape that to your bathroom mirror. You may want to put that on your desk, put that in your notebook that you use all the time. You want to put that somewhere and keep that somewhere close where you will constantly be able to remind yourself that you are more than your job title. That's just something that your company assigned to you. That's a title that they assign to you, but you are more than that. And so I want you to think on those things. So this has been the topic that I wanted to talk about today. Hope it was helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments below if it was helpful, and please stay tuned for next week. I'll be right back here again next Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with another topic that's going to help you as you transition throughout your life and your career. Bye-bye.